Hey, how's everybody doing? It's it's been a little while. I kind of took a break for a little bit. I know I kind of just fell off, but it is what it is. I kind of just got got to a point where I didn't want to I wanted to stop giving the cancer so much attention, if that makes sense. Like, I have doctor's appointments all the time. I feel like I'm always going to doctor's appointments every week, always laying in a machine to get some kind of test done or get some kind of scan done or something like that. Um, Going to this doctor or that doctor or here or there. It just feels like I'm always doing something pertaining to the cancer. And so I didn't want to, I wanted to stop giving it any more than I had to. Right? Like, I don't know if that makes any sense. I'm, I feel like I'm very fortunate being that even at a stage 4 that's progressed and it's progressed all the way up to my brain and everything, that I am still, for the most part, is very functional, very, how do I say it, given the circumstances, I'm doing well, if that makes sense. I have a full-time job, I have a good job, I make good money, I have my own place. I take care of everything that I need to take care of. I take care of my dog. I have a good family and good support. I have a good truck. I mean, everything, uh, all things considered, given my circumstances and my situation, I still have a lot of good things going for me. Physically, I still have the pain in my back from the surgeries and everything. But as long as I stay on my medications when I'm supposed to take them and everything, for the most part, uh, there's the ups and downs. I mean, I have moments where it sucks, but for the most part, I do pretty well. I'm able to go on long walks with Reacher and do the things that I need to do. If I need to do stuff on my truck, if I need to go do this or go do that, I'm pretty well off. I don't need help with anything, and so I wanted to aside from the requirements, the required attention that I have to give to the cancer, the doctor's appointments, the medications, and all this and that, I didn't want to give it any more than what was required, because that's mine. That's my time. That's my life, and I don't want to give it away if I didn't have to. And not that doing the YouTube videos and updates and stuff was that big of a deal, but it was just one more thing of me just at a time when I didn't have to think about it and didn't have to pay attention to it, I was forcing myself to think about it and talk about it and pay attention to it. And I just I wanted to take a break and just focus on just living my life, and aside from going to my doctor's appointments, just putting it out of my mind and trying to forget about it, and just live my life and enjoy my life, and do things without giving that any more attention and time than I needed to. Um, and things have been going good. I mean, I've been okay. I mean, there's, and that's the other thing. There's been some things going on, but it's more so we see this. Okay, let's monitor it for a while and check back on it. Okay, let's monitor it for a while and check back on it. There's been nothing like real definitive for me to give an update on, I guess. But I'm going to update in just a second. I'll tell you what's going on. But I just kind of wanted to take a minute to explain kind of why I stepped away. It's just, for me, that's important to not give it. That's part of my fight, is to not give it any more than I have to. It's already taken so much that I don't want to just hand over more time, more stress, more anything. I want to keep what's mine, and if I don't have to dedicate it to that. I don't want to, because things are limited for me now. So what I do have, I view much more preciously, I guess, if that makes sense. But yeah, like I said, for the most part in my life wise, things have been going pretty well. Like I said, I have a really good job. I make good money. I have a very good boss. Well, my boss is the owner of the company, but he's really good person to work for. He's definitely the best person I've ever worked for. But good job, good money, good home, good dog, good family, good truck. I mean, I can't complain about any of that stuff. Everything is good on that front, and I've just been trying to soak that up and enjoy that. And but I do think, give a little bit of an update. It's just to let everybody know what's going on, because I know I kind of just fell off, and there's probably some people weren't like, what the hell happened? Where did he go? What happened? I'm still here. I'm still here. But what's been going on lately is, so a few months back I started getting some I guess like pressure headaches if I move my head just right, or if I turned or tilted or anything like that. I just got like a sense of pressurization in the back of my head. And so I went in, they did some scans of my brain, and they found some new spots. Some new spots over here, but the main thing that they think was causing the headaches was a spot over here that was getting bigger. And they didn't know if it was an actual tumor that was growing in size, or if it was necrosis from a spot that had been treated with radiation. Because right there in the area, I had another spot that had been treated with radiation, and necrosis, or I guess it's like a type of swelling that can happen sometimes. Sorry about that. Swelling that can happen sometimes after the radiation treatments, and they didn't know if it was that. It's really hard to tell on a scan the difference between the two. So first they put me on dexamethasone steroid to bring down some swelling. And I took that for a little while, and then we did another scan. I'm going to keep in mind, they were thinking about doing a surgery, and it's so still on the table because we haven't quite figured out what that spot is yet. But in the next scan that they did, it had gotten smaller. And not only that spot, the other spots had gotten smaller too. Multiple spots had gotten smaller. So that was a good sign, but then again, at the same time, that still didn't tell them if that was the necrosis. If just that spot had gotten smaller, then it would have been likely that it was the necrosis. Being that all the spots got smaller, they're still not sure. I did start coming off of the steroid, and I started to get those headaches again. So I went back on the steroid. It went away. The headaches went away. So we're just letting it go for another few weeks, and then they want to do another scan and see what is going on with that spot. If it's gotten smaller, if it's gotten bigger. If it's gotten bigger, they're likely going to want to do surgery to go in and remove that spot from my brain. I'm hoping it's just a necrosis. I say just a necrosis. I'm hoping it's the necrosis, and that we're able to treat it with some more steroids, and hopefully it continues to come down and get smaller, and that surgery will not be necessary. I would really like to not have surgery on my brain. Don't want to do that if I don't have to. But yeah, that's kind of where we are right now, is just waiting to do another scan to see what it looks like. So there's not really any more than I can add on that. As far as everything else seems to be good. As far as my chest and abdomen and everything like that, everything looks good. My back doesn't appear that anything is coming back. And like I said, some of those other spots on my brain have gotten smaller. And so we're monitoring those to see, hopefully they continue to get smaller. I don't really know. So I do want to say I've started taking a couple supplements, not medications or anything, but I started taking a couple supplements that. So, and I want to put this right. I don't know, and I cannot say that these are what is causing this. I don't know that. All I know is I've been taking these, and this is what I've seen happen. Does not mean that these are doing it. Does not mean that. And I don't want this to sound like I'm saying, hey, if you take this, you're going to get this. It's not what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know. All I know is I started taking this, and in the time after I started taking it, this is what I saw happen. That's it. But two things that I started taking is one is organic turkey tail mushroom extract. And what I've read about that was that it doesn't show that it directly affects cancer, but when taken with cancer treatment medications, like the medication that I'm on for my cancer, it is shown to improve the efficacy of the medication. That the medications have shown to work better when taken with this as opposed to not taken with this. And I started taking that after I started getting the headaches and stuff. But before the next scan that showed everything getting smaller. One of the issues we've been having is the medication. It's very difficult for the medication to break into the brain barrier to get through the spinal fluid into the brain. It's very difficult for the medication to do that. But since I've started taking that turkey tail, that's when they saw the stuff getting smaller. So I don't know if it's quite possible that maybe that helped the medication breach that spinal fluid barrier and allowed it to get into my brain to help treat those better. I don't know that that's what happened. That's what it said has been shown to happen when they're taken together. And I know what happened in the period of time that I was taking it. Don't know that that's what did it. I can't say for certain that that's what did it. I can tell you I'm not going to stop taking it. Even if it's a very small chance that it helped, or it just helped a very small bit, that alone is enough for me to keep going with it. But I'm going to keep seeing how the future scans go and what happens. But that is the turkey tail mushroom extract, is what I started taking. Also, I have a scan tomorrow to check my lungs. My lungs have been essentially, in the beginning when I started taking my medication, the tumor in my lung, it came down a lot, and then it just kind of leveled out, and it stayed there for a very long time. It hasn't changed in a very, very long time. It stayed the size that it is. It hasn't grown. It hasn't gotten smaller. It's been just like it is. What I also started taking at the same time as the turkey tail is a lion's mane mushroom extract. And what I read about that one is that they have no particular studies in the human body, but inside of a test tube, when the lion's mane extract is introduced to lung cancer cells, the lion's mane essentially, I guess, attacks the lung cancer cells specifically, attacks the lung cancer cells and breaks them down. So I'm curious to see tomorrow, since I've been taking that for a couple months now, if there's been any change with the cancer in my lung. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But I just wanted to put that out there. Those are a couple things that I've added. Like I said, I've read I've read multiple articles on both and different researches and stuff like that that say they've shown that they could be effective and that they could help. So it was worth it for me to try, and we'll see. Like I said, if it is a small chance that it's helping or that it's just helping a little bit, either way, that's enough for me to keep going with it. It's not like it's hurting me to take it. And it's not something I can't afford. I waste money on a lot of other junk, so I could afford this. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with everything. Not really a whole lot more to add. Just kind of wanted to let everybody know where I've been. I'm okay. I did take a break. I know I kind of just fell off, but it was just kind of something where I just and doing stuff like this, I have to be in the right mood for something like this. A lot of people can just sit down and start doing this. I can't. Like I have to be in the right mood for it, or it's not going to work. It's not going to work at all. But yeah, it definitely tomorrow, if there is a change that I see after I get my lung scanned, I'll give an update on that. I will do that. I'll jump on and give an update about that. But yeah, other than that, like I said, I'm kind of just focusing on enjoying everything and giving this as little more than I have to. But yeah, if there's any substantial changes, significant changes, I will definitely make some update videos. And yeah, thank you guys for sticking around, even though I dipped out for, I think it was like 6 months. But I needed it. I needed to stop dwelling on it and thinking about it so much, and just go to my doctor's appointments, take it in, take my medication. Other than that, I needed to just put it aside and continue with my life, and not dwell on it and not give it any more than I had to. But yeah, I'll thank you guys for still sticking with me and keeping up with me. Oh, I did want to say, there's another girl on YouTube that's going through some very, very serious cancer, stage 4 cancer. She just went in for surgery, I think, a few days ago. Her channel is called Tiffany Thinks. I've never spoken to her. I'm not associated with her, but I do follow her and what's going on with her, and she's definitely in a position where she could use some support. So if you guys wanted to jump over there and just give her some words of encouragement or something, I think she would much appreciate it, and she could definitely use it right now. Keep her in your prayers, and yeah, I'll thank you guys for sticking with me, and I'll let you know how things go tomorrow. Have a good one.